Hello, treasure hunters. Before you scroll away, check your pocket change carefully, because one ordinary-looking Kennedy half-dollar could secretly be worth a fortune. Imagine accidentally spending a coin that collectors are desperately searching for. In today's video, you'll discover rare Kennedy half-dollars with unbelievable stories, hidden features, and the reason some examples have attracted incredible attention from collectors. Don't miss a single second. Your next hidden treasure could already be sitting in your wallet, coin jar, or an old family collection. Let's uncover these amazing coins. First coin. The 2014 with P. Kennedy half-dollar is a fascinating modern American coin that continues the long-running Kennedy half-dollar series first introduced in 1964, created to honor President John F. Kennedy. After his assassination, the series quickly became one of the most recognized coins in the United States. By 2014, the coin celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Kennedy half-dollar, making that year especially meaningful for collectors. Although millions of 2014 P half-dollars were produced, certain circulated pieces with unusual characteristics, striking errors, or exceptional collector interest have attracted significant attention in the numismatic community. Stories of rare examples selling for extraordinary prices have inspired collectors to examine every 2014 P. Kennedy half-dollar they encounter. The coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by its P mint mark. Unlike older Philadelphia coins that often carried no mint mark, modern issues proudly display the P, making identification straightforward. The obverse features the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy, while the reverse displays the presidential coat of arms, including the heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. The design remains one of the most iconic in American coinage and symbolizes strength, peace, and national unity. The 2014 with P. Kennedy half-dollar is composed of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This clad construction gives the coin durability for circulation while maintaining its bright silver-colored appearance. It weighs 11.34 grams, has a diameter of 30.61 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 2.15 millimeters. Its reeded edge not only enhances its appearance, but also helps protect against wear and tampering. These precise specifications have remained largely unchanged for decades, ensuring consistency throughout the Kennedy half-dollar series. A heavily circulated example often looks dramatically different from a freshly minted coin. Years of use leave behind countless scratches, dull surfaces, rim nicks, and faded details. President Kennedy's hair may appear flattened, and many fine details of the eagle on the reverse can become worn. To most people, such a coin seems ordinary and nearly worthless. However, experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Sometimes the most worn coin can hide an important mint error, a rare die variety, or another unusual feature that transforms it into a remarkable collectible. One reason collectors carefully inspect every 2014 with P. Kennedy half-dollar is the possibility of discovering mint-made errors. These can include doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, struck-through errors, missing clad layers, or other production anomalies. Genuine mint errors are created during the manufacturing process and are often scarce. When certified by a professional grading service, these unusual coins can command impressive premiums because every error tells a unique story of what happened inside the minting process. The year 2014 is especially significant because it marked the golden anniversary of the Kennedy half-dollar series. To celebrate this milestone, the United States Mint released several special collector editions in different finishes and precious metal compositions. This increased public interest encouraged many people to search through bankrolls and old collections, hoping to discover valuable circulation strikes or overlooked rarities. Even today, the anniversary keeps demand for 2014 Kennedy half-dollars stronger than for many other recent dates. Collector demand depends on several important factors. The first is condition. Coins with minimal wear naturally bring higher prices than heavily circulated examples. The second is rarity. A common circulated coin may have little premium, while a verified mint error or exceptionally scarce variety can become highly desirable. Third-party certification from respected grading companies adds confidence by confirming authenticity and accurately describing the coin's condition and any unusual characteristics. Some collectors are especially interested in coins with dramatic eye appeal. Attractive natural toning, sharp strikes, or unusual die characteristics can make one coin far more desirable than another of the same date and mint mark. Even a coin covered with circulation marks can become valuable if it displays a rare feature that few other examples possess. This combination of rarity and visual uniqueness often creates fierce competition whenever such coins appear at auction. Claims that a 2014 with P Kennedy half dollar is worth $580,000 should always be approached with caution. Such extraordinary prices would generally require an exceptionally rare combination of factors, such as a major mint error, an extremely high certified grade, or another extraordinary characteristic confirmed by experts. The overwhelming majority of circulated 2014 with P Kennedy half dollars are worth only their face value or a modest premium. Therefore, authentication by a professional grading service is essential before assuming that any coin has extraordinary value. For collectors hoping to discover hidden treasures, patience and careful observation are the greatest tools. Examine every Kennedy half dollar under bright lighting with a quality magnifying glass. Pay close attention to the mint mark, lettering, date, edges, and design details. Compare your coin with reliable reference guides and learn to recognize genuine mint errors instead of ordinary circulation damage. Never clean a coin, since cleaning almost always reduces its collectible value. If you believe you have found an unusual example, store it in a protective holder and consider professional evaluation. The excitement surrounding the 2014 with P Kennedy half dollar reminds collectors that valuable discoveries are sometimes hiding in plain sight. A dull, scratched coin passed from one person to another for years may appear completely ordinary, yet it could contain a rare characteristic overlooked by countless previous owners. Every trip to the bank, every handful of change, and every old family coin collection presents another opportunity for an unexpected discovery. While most coins are common, the possibility of uncovering a genuine rarity continues to inspire collectors around the world. In the end, the 2014 with P Kennedy half dollar represents far more than 50 cents. It carries American history, honors one of the nation's most remembered presidents, and marks an important anniversary in modern coinage. Whether collected for its historical significance, its beautiful design, or the dream of finding a rare mint error, this coin continues to capture the imagination of collectors everywhere. Sometimes the greatest treasure is not hidden in a vault, but quietly resting in a forgotten coin jar, a pocket, or a drawer waiting for someone curious enough to take a closer look. Next coin, the 1981 with P Kennedy half dollar remains one of the most recognizable modern American coins and continues to attract the attention of collectors around the world. Introduced as part of the Kennedy half dollar series that began in 1964, this coin honors the legacy of President John F. Kennedy, whose image has appeared on the half dollar for decades. Although millions of 1981 with P Kennedy half dollars were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, collectors know that not every coin is created equal. Hidden among ordinary circulation pieces are coins with unusual minting characteristics, rare die varieties, or significant mint errors that can make them exceptionally desirable. Because of this possibility, many collectors carefully inspect every Kennedy half dollar they find, hoping to uncover a forgotten treasure that others have unknowingly spent. The obverse features the distinguished portrait of President John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust," and the date 1981. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential coat of arms featuring a detailed eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, while surrounded by 50 stars representing the states. The P Mint mark identifies the coin as having been struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most historic minting facilities in the United States. Like other circulating Kennedy half dollars of its era, the 1981 with P coin behind is struck using a copper nickel-clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This construction gives the coin its familiar silver-colored appearance, while providing excellent durability for everyday use. The coin weighs 11.34 grams, has a diameter of 30.61 millimeters, a thickness of approximately 2.15 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These technical specifications have remained consistent throughout much of the Kennedy half-dollar series, making the coin instantly recognizable. A circulated example with environmental damage and heavy scratches often appears worn, dull, and unattractive. Exposure to moisture, chemicals, soil, or improper storage may create dark stains, corrosion, discoloration, and rough surfaces. Years of circulation can flatten Kennedy's hair, soften facial details, wear the eagle's feathers, and leave numerous contact marks across both sides of the coin. Most people would overlook such a coin without a second thought, assuming it is worth no more than its face value. However, experienced collectors understand that appearance alone does not always determine rarity. Some of the most exciting discoveries involve coins that initially seemed ordinary, but later proved to contain important mint errors. During production, mechanical problems occasionally created unusual coins that escaped into circulation. These include doubled dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, struck-through errors, rotated dies, and missing clad layers. Genuine mint errors are often far scarcer than normal coins and can generate tremendous interest among collectors when properly authenticated. Even a heavily circulated coin may possess one of these unusual characteristics. The 1981p Kennedy half-dollar also attracts collectors because many examples spent years in circulation rather than being carefully preserved. Finding high-grade examples with strong original luster is increasingly difficult, while unusual varieties remain even more elusive. As collectors continue assembling complete Kennedy half-dollar collections, demand for certified examples and recognized mint errors remains strong. This sustained interest helps keep the series popular with both new and experienced numismatists. The history behind the Kennedy half-dollar contributes greatly to its lasting appeal. The series was introduced only months after President Kennedy's death, making it one of the fastest coin redesigns in American history. Since then, generations of Americans have recognized the coin as both a circulating denomination and a tribute to an important historical figure. Every Kennedy half-dollar carries that legacy, giving the series emotional significance in addition to its numismatic value. Some reports occasionally mention extraordinary auction prices reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars for rare Kennedy half-dollars. Such values are generally associated with exceptionally rare mint errors, extraordinary die varieties, or superb certified specimens. A reported value of $600,000 would require an extremely unusual and professionally authenticated coin. The overwhelming majority of circulated 1981 with P Kennedy half-dollars, especially those with environmental damage and heavy scratches, are worth only face value or a modest premium unless they possess a confirmed rarity. Therefore, collectors should always seek professional authentication before assuming any coin has exceptional value. One of the greatest attractions of coin collecting is the possibility of discovering hidden treasures where few people think to look. Thousands of Kennedy half-dollars remain tucked away in old coffee cans, forgotten dresser drawers, inherited collections, piggy banks, and bankrolls. Many have not been examined closely for decades. Every year, collectors report discovering overlooked varieties and valuable mint errors simply because they took the time to inspect coins that others ignored. This ongoing possibility continues to inspire people to search through ordinary change with excitement. Collectors can improve their chances of finding valuable coins by following several practical tips. Examine every coin under bright lighting using a magnifying glass or loupe. Carefully inspect the date, mint mark, lettering, rim, and design details for signs of doubling or other unusual features. Compare suspected varieties with reliable reference materials and photographs published by respected numismatic organizations. Avoid cleaning coins, as cleaning usually lowers collector value by damaging the original surfaces. Store promising finds in protective holders to prevent additional wear, and consider submitting unusual examples to a professional grading service for authentication and evaluation. Knowledge remains one of the most valuable assets in coin collecting. Understanding minting errors, grading standards, die varieties, and production history allows collectors to recognize opportunities that others may overlook. Many remarkable discoveries have been made by ordinary individuals who simply learned what to look for before spending or discarding old coins. Patience, careful observation, and continued education are often rewarded with exciting finds. The 1981 with P. Kennedy half dollar reminds collectors that hidden treasures do not always appear perfect. A coin covered with scratches, environmental damage, and years of wear may seem insignificant at first glance, yet it could contain a rare minting characteristic overlooked by countless previous owners. Every circulated coin deserves a careful examination because appearances can sometimes be deceiving. While most examples are common, a small number possess features that transform them into highly desirable collectibles. Ultimately, the 1981 with P. Kennedy half dollar represents much more than 50 cents. It reflects American history, honors President John F. Kennedy, and continues to inspire collectors with the possibility of unexpected discoveries. Every handful of change, every inherited coin collection, and every forgotten coin jar could contain a piece that has quietly waited for decades to reveal its true importance. The excitement of searching for that hidden treasure keeps collectors motivated, proving that extraordinary discoveries can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places. Next coin, the 1977 with D. Kennedy half dollar, is one of those modern United States coins that often goes unnoticed despite its fascinating history and strong collector interest. While many people think only older silver coins can be valuable, experienced collectors know that modern Kennedy half dollars deserve careful attention as well. Every year, thousands of these coins are accidentally spent, forgotten in drawers, or left inside old piggy banks without anyone taking a closer look. Although millions of 1977 with D. Kennedy half dollars were produced at the Denver Mint, certain examples with rare mint errors, unusual die varieties, or exceptional preservation have become highly desirable among numismatists. This possibility has transformed an ordinary-looking 50-cent coin into one of the most exciting discoveries a collector can hope to make. The Kennedy half dollar series was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy. Following his assassination in 1963, the United States Mint worked quickly to redesign the half dollar, replacing the Franklin half dollar with Kennedy's portrait. The new coin immediately became popular with the American public, who viewed it as both a circulating coin and a lasting memorial to one of the nation's most admired presidents. By 1907, the series had already established itself as an important part of American coinage, and the Denver Mint continued producing millions of half dollars to meet demand. The obverse of the 1977 with D. Kennedy half dollar features the left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust," and the date 1977. The reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal with a detailed eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both military strength and peace. The D Mint mark confirms that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary coin-producing facilities in the United States. The 1977 YD Kennedy half dollar is made from a copper nickel-clad composition, consisting of outer layers containing 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This durable construction replaced the silver composition previously used for circulating half dollars. The coin weighs 11.34 grams, measures 30.61 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of approximately 2.15 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These specifications have remained consistent for circulating Kennedy half dollars for many years, making the coin easy to recognize. A circulated example with noticeable scratches and fine wear often appears ordinary to the average person. The high points of Kennedy's portrait may show flattening, while the eagle's feathers on the reverse may lose some of their original sharpness. Numerous contact marks, rim nicks, and surface scratches are common after decades of circulation. Despite these signs of wear, collectors understand that even a well-used coin deserves careful examination because rare mint-made characteristics can still be present. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting the 1977 with D. Kennedy half dollar is searching for genuine mint errors. During the manufacturing process, mechanical problems occasionally produced unusual coins that escaped into circulation. Examples include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, struck through errors, rotated dies, and missing clad layers. These mint errors are significantly rarer than ordinary circulation damage and can greatly increase collector interest when professionally authenticated. Every unusual feature tells part of the story of how the coin was made. The rarity of a 1977 with D, Kennedy half dollar, depends far more on its individual characteristics than on its date alone. Most examples remain common, but coins displaying major mint errors, dramatic die varieties, or exceptional strike quality are much scarcer. Professional grading services carefully examine these unusual pieces, confirming authenticity and assigning grades that help determine collector value. Certified examples often attract greater attention because buyers can purchase them with confidence. Collector demand for Kennedy half dollars has remained strong for decades. Many enthusiasts enjoy assembling complete date and mint collections, while others specialize in mint errors, die varieties, or high-grade certified examples. The continuing popularity of President Kennedy also contributes to the enduring appeal of the series. As more collectors search through bankrolls, inherited collections, and old coin jars, competition for rare and unusual examples continues to grow. Claims that a 1977 with D, Kennedy half dollar is worth $610,000 should always be viewed carefully. Such an extraordinary value would generally require a truly exceptional coin possessing an extremely rare mint error, a unique die variety, or another remarkable characteristic verified by professional authentication. An ordinary circulated coin with scratches would not normally command such a price. Most circulated examples trade for face value or only a modest premium unless they possess documented rarity. Professional grading and authentication are essential before assigning an extraordinary value to any coin. Many remarkable coin discoveries begin with ordinary pocket change. Countless Kennedy half dollars remain tucked away in dresser drawers, family collections, old wallets, forgotten jars, and bankrolls. People often overlook them simply because they appear common. Yet history has shown that valuable mint errors and overlooked varieties are sometimes found among coins that had been ignored for decades. This possibility keeps collectors motivated to inspect every coin they encounter, rather than judging it by appearance alone. Collectors hoping to identify valuable examples should always examine coins under bright lighting using a quality magnifying glass. Pay close attention to the date, mint mark, lettering, edges, and design details. Compare suspected varieties with trusted reference books and online numismatic resources. Learn the difference between genuine mint errors and damage that occurred after the coin entered circulation. Never clean a coin or attempt to improve its appearance, as cleaning usually reduces collector value. Store interesting finds in protective holders and seek professional evaluation if an unusual feature appears genuine. Education remains one of the greatest advantages in coin collecting. Understanding grading standards, minting technology, and known die varieties enables collectors to recognize important discoveries that others might miss. Patience and careful observation often prove more valuable than luck alone. Every coin examined increases a collector's knowledge and experience, improving the chances of identifying an overlooked rarity in the future. The 1977 with D, Kennedy half dollar, serves as a reminder that hidden treasures can exist in the most unexpected places. A worn coin with scratches and years of circulation may appear insignificant, yet it could contain a rare minting characteristic unnoticed by previous owners. Every coin tells a story of its journey through history, and occasionally that story includes a remarkable error or variety that transforms an ordinary piece into a prized collectible. For this reason, people unknowingly spend potentially valuable coins every day without realizing what they have lost. In the end, the 1977 with D, Kennedy half dollar is much more than a 50-cent coin. It is a piece of American history, a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, and a lasting symbol of one of the nation's most beloved coin series. Whether collected for its historical importance, beautiful design, or the possibility of uncovering a rare mint error, it continues to inspire collectors across generations. Sometimes the greatest treasure is not hidden in a vault, but quietly waiting inside a forgotten coin jar, ready to reward the person who decides to take a closer look. Next coin, The 1974 with D. Kennedy half dollar is a coin that many people have seen, but very few have examined closely. Because it was produced in large numbers, countless examples entered everyday circulation and were used in stores, banks, and businesses across the United States. Over the decades, many of these coins disappeared into drawers, piggy banks, old purses, family collections, and forgotten boxes. Today, while most 1974D Kennedy half dollars are common, collectors know that a small number possess unusual characteristics that can make them far more desirable than their face value suggests. This possibility has turned the search for these coins into an exciting treasure hunt, reminding people that valuable discoveries can sometimes be hiding in the most ordinary places. The Kennedy half dollar series began in 1964, following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The United States Mint acted quickly to redesign the half dollar in his honor, replacing the Franklin half dollar with Kennedy's portrait. Americans immediately embraced the new coin, both as legal tender and as a lasting tribute to the late president. By 1974, the Kennedy half dollar had already become an important part of modern American coinage. The Denver Mint produced millions of examples during that year, identified by the D Mint mark found on the obverse of the coin. The obverse features the well-known portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust," and the date 1974. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential coat of arms with a detailed eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. The design represents both national strength and peace, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. The craftsmanship of the Kennedy half dollar continues to attract collectors decades after its introduction. The 1974 with D. Kennedy half dollar is struck from a copper-nickel clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core made entirely of copper. This durable construction replaced the silver composition used in earlier years for circulation coins. Each coin weighs 11.34 grams, measures 30.61 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of approximately 2.15 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These specifications have remained consistent for most circulating Kennedy half dollars, making identification relatively simple for collectors. A circulated example showing noticeable damage and scratches usually reflects many years of use. Contact marks from other coins, worn high points, dull surfaces, rim nicks, and faded design details are common on coins that have spent decades changing hands. Damage may include dents, stains, or other imperfections caused after the coin left the mint. Although these conditions generally reduce collector value, they should never discourage a careful examination. Some worn coins have surprised experts by revealing genuine mint-made errors hidden beneath years of circulation. Collectors are especially interested in mint errors because they represent unusual events during the coin's production. Genuine errors occur before the coin leaves the mint and may include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, die breaks, struck through errors, rotated dies, or missing clad layers. These errors are much scarcer than ordinary circulation damage and often command strong premiums when authenticated by professional grading services. A damaged coin with a genuine mint error may attract far greater attention than an ordinary undamaged example. The rarity of a 1974 with D. Kennedy half dollar depends on far more than its date alone. While millions were produced, relatively few survive with dramatic mint errors or unusual die varieties. Collectors also value coins with sharp strikes, attractive original surfaces, and exceptional preservation. Certified examples graded by respected third-party services are especially popular because they provide confidence regarding authenticity, condition, and any unusual characteristics. The Kennedy half dollar continues to enjoy strong collector demand because it combines historical importance with attractive design. Many collectors attempt to build complete date and mint collections, while others specialize in error coins or high-grade certified examples. The enduring popularity of President Kennedy also contributes to the series' appeal. Every year, new collectors join the hobby, increasing interest in unusual Kennedy half dollars and encouraging more people to search through old collections and bankrolls. Stories occasionally circulate about Kennedy half dollars selling for extraordinary prices. Claims of values reaching $630,000 should always be evaluated carefully. Such an amount would generally require an exceptionally rare coin featuring a major authenticated mint error, an extraordinary die variety, or another remarkable characteristic confirmed by professional experts. A normal circulated 1974 with D Kennedy half dollar with scratches and post-mint damage would not typically reach such a value. Professional grading and authentication are essential before assigning an extraordinary market price to any coin. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility that valuable coins continue to circulate unnoticed. Every day, people unknowingly spend Kennedy half dollars without carefully inspecting them. Some remain hidden inside inherited collections that have not been opened for decades, while others rest forgotten in old jars or storage boxes. Many remarkable discoveries have been made simply because someone decided to examine an ordinary-looking coin more closely. That possibility continues to inspire collectors throughout the world. Collectors hoping to identify valuable examples should use bright lighting and a quality magnifying glass. Carefully inspect the date, mint mark, lettering, rims, and fine design details. Compare unusual features with reliable numismatic reference materials to distinguish genuine mint errors from damage that occurred after circulation. Avoid cleaning coins under any circumstances, since cleaning usually removes original surfaces and significantly reduces collector value. Place promising coins in protective holders and seek evaluation from a respected grading service whenever a rare characteristic appears genuine. Knowledge is one of the greatest advantages in coin collecting. Understanding grading standards, minting technology, die varieties, and known errors greatly improves the chances of recognizing important discoveries. Experienced collectors know that patience and careful observation often lead to remarkable finds. Every coin examined provides another opportunity to learn something new about the fascinating world of numismatics. The 1974 with D Kennedy half dollar reminds collectors that appearances can be deceiving. A scratched, worn, and damaged coin may seem insignificant, yet it could possess a rare minting feature overlooked by everyone who handled it before. Every coin carries its own history, and occasionally that history includes an extraordinary production error that transforms an ordinary piece into an exceptional collectible. People unknowingly lose potential treasures every day simply because they never take the time to examine their coins carefully. Ultimately, the 1974 with D Kennedy half dollar is much more than a 50-cent coin. It represents American history, honors President John F. Kennedy, and continues to inspire collectors with the dream of finding hidden treasures in everyday places. Whether discovered in pocket change, an inherited collection, or an old coin jar tucked away for years, every Kennedy half dollar deserves a closer look. Sometimes the greatest treasure is the one everyone else accidentally overlooked, waiting patiently for someone with curiosity, knowledge, and a sharp eye to recognize its true importance. Next coin, the 1979 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark is a coin that many people overlook because it appears to be an ordinary piece of pocket change. Yet for dedicated collectors, every Kennedy half dollar deserves careful examination. Countless coins from the late 1970s have spent decades moving through circulation before ending up in old jars, forgotten drawers, inherited collections, and bankrolls. While most examples are common, a small number possess unusual characteristics, important minute errors, or rare die varieties that have made them highly desirable among collectors. This possibility has inspired thousands of people to inspect every Kennedy half dollar they find, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure that everyone else accidentally ignored. The Kennedy half dollar series was introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy following his assassination in November 1963. The United States Mint redesigned the half dollar with remarkable speed, replacing the Franklin half dollar with Kennedy's portrait. Americans immediately embraced the new coin as both legal tender and a tribute to one of the nation's most admired presidents. By 1979, the Kennedy half dollar had become a familiar part of American coinage, although it appeared less frequently in everyday circulation than smaller denominations. A 1979 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that period, Philadelphia circulation strike Kennedy half dollars generally did not carry a P mint mark, making the absence of a mint mark completely normal for this issue. The obverse features the left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, surrounded by the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1979. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential coat of arms with a detailed eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both military strength and peace. The coin is struck from a copper nickel-clad composition. Its outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This durable construction replaced silver in circulating Kennedy half dollars beginning in 1971. Each coin weighs 11.34 grams, measures 30.61 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of approximately 2.15 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These specifications remain consistent throughout most modern Kennedy half-dollar production and make the coin easily recognizable. A heavily circulated example with environmental damage and numerous scratches often appears dull and unattractive. Years of exposure to moisture, chemicals, dirt, or improper storage can leave dark stains, corrosion, discoloration, and rough surfaces. Heavy circulation may flatten Kennedy's portrait, soften the eagle's feathers, and produce rim nicks and deep contact marks. Most people would dismiss such a coin without hesitation, believing it has little value. However, experienced collectors know that a worn appearance does not always tell the entire story. Some valuable Kennedy half dollars have been discovered because collectors looked beyond scratches and damage to identify genuine mint-made errors. During production, mechanical problems occasionally created unusual coins that escaped into circulation. Examples include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, struck through errors, rotated dies, and missing clad layers. These mint errors are much scarcer than ordinary post-mint damage and often attract significant collector interest when professionally authenticated. A coin with an unusual production error can become far more desirable than a standard example. The rarity of a 1979 Kennedy half dollar depends primarily on its individual characteristics rather than the date alone. Most Philadelphia issues from 1979 remain common, but coins featuring dramatic mint errors, important die varieties, or exceptional preservation are considerably scarcer. Certified examples authenticated by respected grading services are especially attractive because buyers can trust their authenticity, condition, and any unusual features. As a result, certified error coins frequently receive stronger interest in the marketplace than uncertified examples. Collector demand for Kennedy half dollars remains strong because the series combines historical significance, attractive design, and the excitement of discovering overlooked varieties. Many collectors pursue complete date and mint collections, while others focus exclusively on mint errors or high-grade certified coins. Every year, new collectors enter the hobby, increasing demand for unusual Kennedy half dollars and encouraging continued searches through old collections, bank rolls, and estate holdings. Occasionally, stories circulate about Kennedy half dollars, bringing extraordinary prices at auction. Claims that a 1979 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar with heavy environmental damage is worth $600,000 should be treated with caution. Such a remarkable value would normally require an exceptionally rare and professionally authenticated mint error, a unique die variety, or another extraordinary characteristic. The vast majority of circulated 1979 Philadelphia Kennedy half dollars are worth face value or only a modest premium. Professional authentication is essential before assuming that any coin has exceptional value. One of the greatest attractions of coin collecting is the realization that valuable discoveries continue to be made in ordinary places. Every day, people unknowingly spend coins that deserve closer examination. Thousands of Kennedy half dollars remain hidden inside forgotten jars, inherited collections, dresser drawers, and old wallets. Some have not been inspected carefully for decades. History has shown that remarkable discoveries sometimes emerge from coins that initially appeared completely ordinary, encouraging collectors to examine every piece with patience and curiosity. Collectors, hoping to improve their chances of finding valuable examples, should develop careful inspection habits. Use bright lighting together with a quality magnifying glass to study the date, lettering, rims, mint area, and design details. Compare suspected varieties with trusted numismatic references to distinguish genuine mint errors from damage caused after circulation. Never clean a coin, polish its surfaces, or attempt to remove corrosion, as cleaning usually reduces collector value. If an unusual feature appears promising, store the coin in a protective holder and consider submitting it to a professional grading service for expert evaluation. Knowledge remains one of the most valuable tools available to collectors. Understanding grading standards, minting technology, die varieties, and known errors greatly improves the likelihood of recognizing an overlooked rarity. Many important discoveries have been made by individuals who simply learned what to look for before spending old coins. Patience, experience, and continued education often prove just as important as luck. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark serves as a reminder that hidden treasures are not always obvious. A heavily worn coin covered with scratches and environmental damage may appear insignificant, yet it could contain an unusual minting characteristic overlooked by everyone who previously handled it. Every coin tells a story, and occasionally that story includes a rare production error that transforms an ordinary piece into a prized collectible. People unknowingly lose potential treasures every day because they fail to examine their coins carefully. Ultimately, the 1979 Kennedy half dollar is much more than a 50-cent coin. It represents American history, commemorates President John F. Kennedy, and continues to inspire collectors with the possibility of extraordinary discoveries. Whether found in loose change, an old family collection, or a forgotten coin jar, every Kennedy half dollar deserves a careful inspection. Sometimes the greatest hidden treasure is the one that has quietly remained in plain sight for decades, waiting for someone with curiosity, patience, and knowledge to recognize its true importance. Next coin, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark, is a fascinating coin that continues to capture the attention of collectors who enjoy searching for hidden treasures in ordinary pocket change. While millions of these coins were produced and circulated throughout the United States, a small number have become desirable because of unusual mint errors, significant die varieties, or exceptional preservation. Every year, countless Kennedy half dollars are spent, forgotten in storage boxes, left inside old coin jars, or passed from one generation to the next without anyone taking a closer look. That possibility has made the 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar an exciting coin for collectors who believe valuable discoveries can still be found in everyday places. The Kennedy half dollar series was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy. Following his assassination in November 1963, the United States Mint acted quickly to redesign the nation's half dollar, replacing the Franklin half dollar with a Kennedy's portrait. The new design immediately gained widespread public support and became both a circulating coin and a lasting national memorial. By 1973, the Kennedy half dollar had become firmly established in American commerce, although many people had already begun saving the coins rather than spending them regularly. A 1973 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that period, Philadelphia circulation strike half dollars normally did not carry a mint mark, so the absence of one is completely normal for this issue. The obverse displays the well-known portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust," and the date 1973. The reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential coat of arms, with an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, while surrounded by 50 stars representing the states of the Union. The coin is produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This durable construction replaced silver for circulating Kennedy half dollars beginning in 1971. Each coin weighs 11.34 grams, measures 30.61 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of approximately 2.15 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These precise specifications have remained consistent for decades, giving the Kennedy half dollar its familiar appearance and durability. A circulated example showing scratches together with rusty red or dark toning often reflects many years of exposure to different environmental conditions. Natural toning develops slowly as metal reacts with the surrounding environment. Copper within the coin's layered construction may contribute to subtle color changes over time, while improper storage can produce darker surfaces or uneven coloration. In many cases, natural toning adds visual character, although severe corrosion or environmental damage generally reduces collector value. Surface scratches, contact marks, and worn design details are also expected on coins that have circulated for decades. Experienced collectors understand that a worn appearance should never discourage careful examination. Throughout the history of the Kennedy half-dollar series, remarkable discoveries have been made among coins that initially appeared ordinary. Genuine mint errors created during production remain one of the most exciting areas of modern coin collecting. These include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, struck-through errors, rotated dies, and missing clad layers. Such mint-made errors are far scarcer than ordinary circulation damage and often command significant premiums when authenticated by respected grading services. The rarity of any individual 1,973 Kennedy half dollar depends on its specific characteristics rather than its date alone. Most examples remain common, but coins displaying dramatic mint errors, recognized die varieties, or outstanding preservation are much more difficult to find. Professional grading services carefully evaluate these unusual coins, confirming authenticity, identifying important varieties, and assigning numerical grades that help establish collector confidence. Certified examples are generally more desirable because buyers know exactly what they are purchasing. Collector demand for Kennedy half dollars has remained steady for many decades. The series combines historical significance with attractive design, making it popular among beginners and experienced numismatists alike. Some collectors build complete date and mint collections, while others specialize in mint errors, varieties, or high-grade certified examples. The continued popularity of President Kennedy also contributes to the lasting appeal of these coins. As interest in modern American coinage continues to grow, unusual Kennedy half dollars remain an important focus within the hobby. Stories occasionally appear describing Kennedy half dollars that have sold for astonishing prices at major auctions. Claims that a circulated 1,973 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar with rusty red dark toning and scratches is worth $660,000 should be approached carefully. Such an extraordinary value would generally require an exceptionally rare and professionally authenticated specimen possessing a major mint error, a unique die variety, or another remarkable characteristic. Ordinary circulated examples, even with attractive toning, are typically worth face value or only a modest collector premium unless they display verified rarity. One reason coin collecting remains so exciting is that valuable discoveries continue to occur in unexpected places. Many Kennedy half dollars remain hidden inside inherited collections, forgotten jars, old wallets, storage boxes, and bankrolls. Every day, people unknowingly spend coins without carefully examining them. Some of those coins may possess unusual features that previous owners never noticed. The possibility of uncovering one of these overlooked treasures keeps collectors motivated to search every coin they encounter. Collectors hoping to identify valuable examples should always use proper examination techniques. Inspect each coin under bright lighting with a quality magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Carefully study the date, lettering, edges, and design details while comparing unusual features with reliable numismatic references. Learn to distinguish genuine mint errors from damage that occurred after the coin entered circulation. Never clean or polish old coins, as cleaning almost always reduces collector value by removing original surfaces. Store interesting coins in protective holders and seek professional authentication whenever an unusual feature appears genuine. Knowledge is one of the greatest advantages any collector can possess. Understanding grading standards, minting technology, die varieties, and known production errors greatly improves the ability to recognize overlooked rarities. Many remarkable discoveries have been made by collectors who invested time learning about their coins before spending them. Patience, curiosity, and careful observation often produce the most rewarding results. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar, without a mint mark, reminds collectors that appearances can be misleading. A coin showing scratches, circulation wear, and dark reddish toning may seem ordinary, yet it could contain an important minting characteristic overlooked by everyone who handled it before. Every coin has its own journey through history, and occasionally that journey includes a rare production error that transforms an everyday coin into a prized collectible. People unknowingly lose potential treasures every day simply because they fail to inspect their coins carefully. Ultimately, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar represents far more than 50 cents. It is a lasting tribute to President John F. Kennedy, an important part of modern American history and a symbol of the excitement that keeps coin collecting alive. Whether discovered in pocket change, a forgotten family collection, or an old coin jar sitting untouched for years, every Kennedy half dollar deserves a closer look. Sometimes the greatest hidden treasure has been waiting in plain sight all along, ready to reward the person who takes the time to recognize its true significance.